It's every day, bro. I pray my Bitcoins grow for show. Let them know. Pray to the Bitcoin gods and altcoin gods. It's every day, bro. Just to let those altcoins flow. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Solo, special Patreon edition. You know what I mean? I want to first say thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate that. I know that I've been trying to announce more of my live streams on Patreon, but my schedule is so right now because of, with my birthday and shit like that, it ain't consistent. So once I get more consistency, I'll try to give y'all the heads up so that way y'all know when I'm about to drop a live stream and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So before I begin, 5 dating tips for men who are in their 30s. Let me just be clear, okay? Clear for all you fuckity fuck niggas and haters. I'm not a dating coach. I'm not a dating guru, nothing like that. If you guys need dating coach advice or guru advice, hit up my boy AMS, Alpha Male Strategies, for that. Has approached a lot of women, and you know what I'm saying? These are tactics and mindsets and ideologies and principles that I utilize. They're not easy, but it is what it is. I think it's important that we talk about these things because, a lot of us like women. Let's keep it real. Let's just be honest. So, by the way, anybody want to call in? Y'all want to give y'all 2 cents? Go ahead, chime in. I love talking to y'all. So y'all already know that. So the phone lines are already open. Simply Deep, post the number in the chat for these players, man. It is. I appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get into the fable. Let's chop it up. Let me give you all this work, Loaded Luck style. 5 dating tips for men who are in their 30s. Okay, let me give you guys a quick intro. And if you're in your 20s watching this can work for you as well. The only difference is I made a video already for cats in their 20s. Shout out to Darkman Jeff for posting the number. Hey, Darkman Jeff, don't forget, post that GoFundMe link as well, player. But for you in your 20s, this will work as well, but I tailored this for people in their 30s. Because when you are in your 30s, you're going to see different challenges that you may not see in your 20s. But you might still see these things because, you need nowadays in 2018, you need any leg up to succeed in the game. You feel me? But we're going to talk about some shit. A lot of this shit, y'all niggas, I'm not here to, like I said, I'm not a dating coach. I'm not here to blow your mind with something y'all ain't never heard before. A lot of this shit is going to be rehashed shit. But there's also going to be some shit that we're going to emphasize that's going to help a lot of y'all. Because I know it's helped me. Okay? So if you're in your 20s watching this, or you can utilize this as well. Best believe. All right, number 5. Number five. Hitting the field. If you're like me, okay, now you work a lot, there comes a point in your life where you don't want to hit the field, especially because of the fact that you will look in your life and most of your friends and people that you know, they already paired up in relationships or they married. And so there's going to be times where you're going to have to hit the field by yourself. And who the fuck wants to do that? But you know what? You don't think to yourself, well, I'm hungry, but I'm just going to wait for the law of attraction to bring me some food. That's not how it works. If you want to hunt, you got to put them shells in the shotgun or that mash burn. You know what I mean? Sue Surf voice, that mash burn. And you got to go out there, man, and make it do what it do. Now, I know a lot of you guys love that online dating shit. That's cool. Use that as a supplement. But you guys also got to hit the field, man. So you know, I wish I was in ATL. I wish I was in the A. Shout out to Ramil, man, where I could just, and it's for bar close and just get 8 numbers in 10 minutes. But I'm not in the A like that, where you have an abundance of women like that. It's like that, where I can go out with 10 minutes left and get 8 numbers. It's just that, you know, I don't live in an area, number one, that has women like that. But allow yourself, you know, maybe once a week or so, hit the field. You feel me? Keep that mouthpiece crisp, hit the field. And even now, like I said, a couple weeks ago, man, I was out, man. I approached these chicks in the street. You know what I mean? I didn't get the number. I'm gonna keep it real. She had a man. Her man was like pulled up on me. And I was talking to 2 shorties. The man pulled up. I got the Instagram. But it was kind of funny though, because I didn't know that was her man. I thought it was just a friend. Because the way Shorty was lollygagging, giving me some play. But at the end of the day, man, you gotta hit the field. You know, hitting the field is gonna keep you sharp. It's gonna allow you to be able to keep your game on point. A lot of your niggas get lazy and just want to rely on online dating all day, every day. And there's nothing, listen, let me be clear, because I know some of you niggas, that's all you do with online dating. But when you hit the field, shorties already know what you look like. You're able to convey your personality a lot better. And for a guy like me, I'm not the best looking guy at all. Hell no. It allows me to be able to, you know, show off personality traits like my sense of humor, as well as, you know, confidence in your ability to approach. Because there aren't a lot of dudes that have the balls to approach a chick on the street, especially, you know, at night or whatever have you. When is it? Was that a Wednesday night? Or I don't know. It was, you know, so do that. Definitely, you know, that's definitely important. So hitting the field allows you to be able, because it's like Ellen Iverson says, it's about practice. You want to make sure that your game is fluid, that when you approach, it's kind of like second nature. Like for me, like sometimes I just be chopping it up. It's not even like I'm thinking, oh, I got to get this girl. You feel me? Like, you know, it's just like I'm just chopping it up. You know what I mean? Like conversation, trying to see where shorty's head is at. And if something pop off, it pop off. But I learned that from a natural, because I used to just be like guns blazing, like, yo, hit this bitch and hit that bitch. No. That shit, this nigga taught me some real shit. He's like, look, man, when you talk to these broads, man, they can tell that you thirsty. Slow it down. No. But slow it down. That's what he said. And it's funny because when I was younger, I was just like, nah, man, I gotta hit these girls, whoop-de-woo, gotta hit these broads, whoop-de-woo. But what he was telling me is try to actually be present in the moment and have a conversation, because at the end of the day, these women, you'll talk to some of them and you just shooting it up. Like, you know, I don't know. Anybody who knows me knows that I talk to people. I'm just a friendly dude like that. I've known them for years, shit like that. You know what I mean? And it really build a sense of comfort and whatnot. But definitely, number 5, hitting the field. Keep that mouthpiece intact, so that way you're able to do what you do. You know, number 4. And number 4 is definitely something that you will deal with if you are in your 30s, is baby rabies. Okay. Now, if most of us are black, let's keep it real. Number 4 might be like, what the hell is baby rabies? Because for most of us who are brothers, we already know what baby rabies is. I mean, baby rabies is basically where, you know, you're dealing with a chick and she has baby rabies. You know what I'm saying? She has baby rabies. What I mean by baby rabies, baby rabies is basically where you're dealing with a chick who is in her 30s, or she's about to approach 30. And They want to have a kid because they don't have a kid. Now, most of us are black, but let's keep it real. By the time, if you're dating sisters, right? By the time it comes to that point where they're already 30 or approaching 30, they already got children. But if you're dealing with women across the board, non-black women, if you're dealing with, and I'm not just talking white, but I'm talking about women across the board, you're going to deal with some chicks that have baby rabies. So what that means is, these chicks are looking to have a baby. They're looking to trap you. I know one of my, a couple of my boys that got caught up abroad. And typically what these chicks will do is you meet a chick out of the blue or whatever, and these chicks will act like they're the perfect chick to trap you, of course. But a lot of you niggas don't see that, because a lot of you niggas is just, you think, oh my gosh, she really likes me for me. Winner, chicken dinner. Fuck out of here, nigga. That bitch is bopping up and down on your dick because she's trying to get your seed. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Biologically, this is science. Women are wired to procreate, and men are wired to provide the seed to ensure procreation. So you got some chicks that are desperate for having babies, okay? Especially if she doesn't have babies. And if you're the type of guy who has his shit together and you don't have a bunch of children out of wedlock, or you are actually doing for self, you're going to be very appealing and attractive to these type of women, because they're going to see you and they're going to try to ensnare you. Like, anybody remember that scene of Lord of the Rings where, they got caught up in that big spider web? That's how women do. They're going to try to get you caught up in their web. And once they got you, once they got that baby, then they switch up. And I'm pretty sure that there are brothers who can relate to what I'm talking about, because I hear the story all the time. Oh my gosh, she was great when I first met her. She always used to throw me the ass like shit, you know what I'm saying? And then once they have the baby, or once the ring, a lot of brothers get caught the fuck up. You know what I mean? That's number 4. Okay, number 3. Now, number 3, shout out to O'Shea. I know he did a video topic on number 3. But number 3 is important in your 30s, because you're going to notice this a lot. Number 3, women will want you to play Captain Save-A-Ho, okay? A lot of women, now you guys have heard me hit the wall. I don't have to explain to you what it is, but for those that need a refresher, hitting the wall is basically where a woman starts to lose her sexual market value, known as SMV. And what happens is when women start to hit the wall, they're looking for a guy who's a provider. Usually he's known as the beta. See, what women tend to do is when they're younger is ride the car carousel, known as alpha fucks. And then when she gets older, she's looking for a provider, known as beta bucks. Okay, a lot of y'all know that already. But here's the kicker. When you're in your 30s, a lot of these females are looking for somebody to save them, because a lot of these females are working mediocre jobs. You already know, if you're out there in the dating field, you know what they do. They work at Macy's. They're hairstylists. I swear to God, for every bitch I meet that's a hairstylist or makeup artist at Aveda, they got to be Donald Trump rich. That's what most of these basic bitches, and it doesn't matter if they're black, white, whatever race, most of these women are, makeup artists, hairstylists, teachers, preschool teachers. Most of these women work as some sort of a company doing some basic shit. And so basically a lot of these women, man, number 3, they're looking for a Captain Save-A-Ho. And once again, this applies to a lot of brothers who got their shit together. That's why you see guys who, are simps. And shout out to Black Ram. He made an excellent video called The Making of a Simp. I believe that's the title. Check that out, man. Shout out to Black Ram, the OG. But a lot of women, these women, once they're done riding the car carousel, they're looking for some dude to take care of them. Typically, what happens is two things. Number one, these women are approaching the wall or they've already hit the wall. So they can't maximize their looks as they used to as when they were younger. Or number two, these women just got out of like a divorce or some shit. And so they're back out in the game, but these women can't really compete for the type of guy that they could. So they're looking for some nigga to save them. Especially if you're a dude, you're about yours, you know, you're getting money, you're doing your thing. They're looking for some dude to save them. Now, number three, I really gotta go. I gotta go in on number three, man, because I heard some this bullshit video by one of these PUA coaches, you know, and I gotta go in on number three, man. Number three, when you're in your 30s, man, looks and money do matter. Okay, they matter in your 20s too, but let me explain. Let me explain. When you're in your 20s, you can get by with being broke. Let's keep it real. You can get by with being broke. And we see that all the time. How do we see that? Once again, we see guys who are, you know, like the Pookie dude that came on my channel a week or so ago. Guy lives with his mom, but he's fucking bad bitches. When you're in your 20s, a lot of women don't really care what your career is. When you're in your 20s, those girls are not really concerned about you being rich or having a lot of money. Shout out to Black Ram. I see you, player. How you doing, man? Good to see you. So when you're in your 20s, it's more about women are more, you know, it's more about your swag and how you look. So looks do matter in your 20s, but the financial aspect of it doesn't really matter. They don't really, women in their 20s are not looking for a rich guy. I mean, some are. Don't get it twisted. Some are. But if you're in your 20s, you can get a bitch gas easier off of how you look and shit like that than your wallet. Because at that stage, women still are very naive when it comes to their financial future. So they care more about a pretty boy. And this is where, you know, those outlier guys, you know, the guy who, but he's a pretty boy. Those guys are so in your 30s, though, looks matter in the sense of nigga was lying. The PUA coach was like, looks don't matter. Look, I'm gonna keep it real, guys. I've been on both sides. I've been the guy in shape and the guy out of shape. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. But when you're in your 30s, man, it's not necessarily, you can't do much about your face, about your physique. And in your 30s, it's even more important that you keep your body fat down. Because if most women, and if you're in your 30s, as Black Ram can attest, most women in their 30s, that's them hitting the fucking wall at 100 miles per hour, nigga. Most women have hit the wall. And they still delusionally titled to a guy that's 6'5" pounds with a strapping 10-inch cock with a six-pack. Okay, I'm not saying you gotta have a six-pack, but and this is something I'm working on is getting that body fat down. Because if you're still in your 30s, you can still date women or younger. You know, if you look, when I say younger, nigga, don't put me on that bullshit. I'm talking about, you know, 19 or 18. Keep that body fat down, but that's very important. Money matters when you're older. Okay, the reason. Okay, and let me be clear. And this is something that a lot of niggas don't. And this is where I come in to give you niggas some game that niggas won't tell you. A lot of you niggas think that money matters because you can buy a young bitch. You know, you can buy her a purse. You can buy her a bag. You can do out to eat, shit like that. I'm not talking about tricking. Let me repeat. When I talk about money matters, I'm not talking about tricking. See, here's the secret. When you're in your 30s, money matters in the sense that it gives you options to date different caliber of women. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is this, okay? And let's keep it real. If you was watching today, let me know. But when you're in your 30s and you got bread, I mean, I'm not saying you got to be a millionaire, but you got money to go out and do what you want to do. It gives you options to meet a different type of women. Go to those clubs. You ever go to those nightclubs and you look at the VIP section, hottest women on the VIP section? Or you ever go to a hood club? Today, I used to go to a club called Gabby's. Now, if you're in Minneapolis, you know that Gabby's is a fucking hood club. Gabby's, if you saw a 6 in Gabby's, a Minnesota 6 Black Ram, that means she was the baddest bitch in that club. Yo, if you saw a fucking 6, she was the hottest girl because Gabby's, the bitches were so ugly and ratchet. Okay, so I didn't go to Gabby's. Let me, yo, I gotta explain myself. Gabby's often. The only time I would go to Gabby's is when I was in a fucking drought. You feel me? When I mean by drought, like when I didn't have pussy for a while and I just really needed to empty my loins or my baby batter throat, you would go to Gabby's because you know those girls in Gabby's, they were down to fuck. You just needed to make sure you found the one that was cool. You didn't have to take them on dates or do nothing. Something. These were hood rats, nigga. Man, you could. It was easy to fuck. You know, so there were niggas there that would go to Gabby's all the time because they know they could fuck a different bitch every time they went there. But a nigga like me, I only went to Gabby's if I was in a long-ass drought. That's where I would go. Now, here's the thing about Gabby's. Because it was so easy, you're not going to find no 10s, 9s, 8s, or even 7s. Like I said, the highest, and my standards, you guys know me, I'm very flexible. A 6 was the hottest. I mean, the club was ratchet as shit. But now, let's flip the coin. A couple years later, I started hanging out with a different crowd. You feel me? And these people that I was chilling with, in a second, but these people that I were chilling with, we would go to high-end venues. And these women at these type of venues, they were beautiful. Some of them were models on the side. You know, they had jobs. They weren't like, I ain't gonna lie and say they were supermodels. They were just a regular job folio that they try to build up. So back on topic to tie this in, when you have money, it gives you access to different venues to meet a different caliber of woman that you may not have access to when you were in your 20s or when you were broke. To, you know, travel overseas, meet a different type of woman. You know, when you're younger, you're not going to be able to afford necessarily to go to Brazil or go to freaking, you know, LA or Cali, or well, unless you live there, or to do certain things like that. But if you are in your 30s, money allows you to have access to different type of women. And with that access, you're going to meet a different caliber of women. Where if you're broke, you're not really going to have that access. Make sense? So that's very important. And I want to share that because I hear a lot of guys talk about money in regards to tricking, but money is allows you to have access to a different caliber of woman I've had access to. You feel me? So number one, I know this video is quick. I know. Number one, for the life of me, number one is so slept on. And I understand why, because number one is hard as shit. Can anybody, before I put number one, guess what y'all think number one is in the chat? I'm curious. What do you guys think number one is? What do you think? I'm ready. Let me go back 5 through 2. Joining us now. Okay. Hold on a second. Number 5. Number 5, hitting the field. Number 4, baby rabies. Number 3, Captain Save-A-Hole. Number 2, looks and money matter. What do you guys think number one? I'm just curious to know what niggas think number one is. Captain Save a Hole goes along with number three. Okay, so number one. Number one is social circle. What do I mean by social circle? Okay, now I realized this about in the manosphere a long time ago. Is that a lot of dudes who struggle with women don't have a social circle or a social life. Social circle is where you have a network of people, friends, maybe hobbyists. If you are into, I don't know, if you're into ballroom dancing, for example, I'm just using that as an example. If you're into working out, social circle is a group that you chill with where you have access to meet women. And a lot of brothers, I realize, a lot of brothers don't have that. Number one, you feel me? And I understand why, because when you get into your in your 20s, it's that hard to make friends. Either in college, a lot of us are either in a neighborhood or doing something where we're around people our age. So there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is that once we get older, that social circle starts to diminish. So what do I mean by that? Married, people have children, people get into relationships, people move across the countries for jobs. Your friends, your wingman, they move somewhere else. Is that your group of friends or acquaintances become smaller and smaller? Trust me, nigga, I be knowing. And smaller. And a lot of people don't realize that your social circle allows you to have access to women that you wouldn't have had access to. So what I mean by that? You ever seen an ugly nigga with a bad chick? You probably think, man, that nigga's rich or he's balling. Brought through a social circle. And a lot of brothers don't realize that you got to capitalize off these things, But anyway, we got a caller on the line. Get to this caller. Yo, caller, can you hear me? Caller, can you hear me?
Yes, Matty Ghost. What's up?
Yo, Matty Ghost, what's going on, player?
Hey, man, you are extended circle, man. Dead on. Because what I used to do in 2008, I used to hang out in Colombia a lot. In South Carolina. And my friend, brother-in-law was in the military. And his sister would host all these parties.
Right.
His sister knew a lot of chicks.
Right.
So I would play Madden, dude. Then we'd get drunk and go to the club and spend on chicks. But at the end, if we get a chick, or we just come to the crib, once in a while they have parties. It was New Year's. I met some chick online saying, and I told her I was gonna go to this New Year's thing, and then I was gonna go see her. So I went to the New Year's thing. We were having fun, getting drunk and stuff, And this chick was there. I knew this chick just from her coming around all the time, through my brother-in-law's sister, and then sister. Not mine, but my friend's brother-in-law's sister knew, what I was doing with chicks and whatnot. She knew I was having a spell, but she knew, I didn't fuck around with just any chick, so she was trying to put me on with her friend. And all of a sudden, her friend just started riding on me. And then I went upstairs.
Wait. Like riding on you literally or...
Yeah, like riding on me. I mean, she was that ass. So I went upstairs. All of a sudden, she went upstairs and just went from there. And I hit that the same night.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I didn't even have to do anything. All I had to do was show up, use my friend's brother-in-law's crib as a prop, and then because of the extended click, I didn't just fuck up with any old chicks. So he was like, okay, his dick is clean, you know?
So because you were in part of that clique, right? And I like that word because it's the same shit. Social circle, clique, crew, that's all the same shit. But because you were part of that crew, the bitch let you smash just like that. You ain't had to take out on a date or nothing like that.
No, I didn't do shit.
Facts.
I called.
I said facts.
I had called on Bush's show and had referred to that. I didn't get into detail because they had a lot of calls with you. At that point, you don't have to do all that. Take them out, little social network and click. And they see how you move. They see you move like respect yourself. Or if they see you smashing, it's either way. If they see you smashing a lot, or if they see that you're not smashing nasty sluts, they're gonna want to get with you. You know what I'm saying? So that I fit in the other category because I wasn't smashing people down. And then so the next morning, I had to tell that chick I had passed out. I told her I passed out. That's why they come back to see it. and then see the chick had kids, so she was trying to get me to, after I smashed it, she was trying to get up on me and stuff. I didn't want to hit it again. I just kind of played it off. You know?
So that was just the one and done. Now let me ask you this, because this is where I fucked up in the past. Did that fuck up your rep, or was everybody cool with that?
My rep was good because I only fucked that one chick. You know, one chick, she slept, so it was cool. And then one time, this after like maybe a year or two later, she came through. The only problem was when she found another dude she was meeting in Atlanta. So again, I come a repeat offender. But I had fun that night too, man. It was a wild night. We saw some Spanish chicks walking around. Back then, I didn't have no balls. I should have just went in and picked her up, took her back to the crib, but I never did. But we had fun that night too. But like you said, man, it's about having. If you have a clique, man, you know, you don't have to really do anything. You just gotta somebody's shit, or you getting a whole bunch of ass. You getting a lot of chicks. They respect that.
Right. Yeah, man. And that's the thing. Like, I'm surprised because I don't hear a lot of cats talking about that. You feel me? And I'm just like, you know, because I understand that a lot of cats might look at that as cheating in the game or shit like that. But a lot of niggas, man, if you think about it, the niggas that get pussy the easiest are the niggas that are part of these cliques. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you might see a goofy ass nigga. You know, he might not be the best looking guy, but because he's part of that clique, you know, you might see him with a bad chick because they know who he is and they're comfortable with that guy.
Yeah, and then another thing too, you could be struggling like you have a decent gig, but you got an apartment. But if you use your friend's crib as a prop, they might be willing to overlook that because you always.
Oh shit, fam! Bring that up. I'm gonna just say something real quick. True story. We was in college, right? We was broke. We didn't have a place, but his brothers, because he lived with his brothers at the time in college, in a nice part of town, right? So what we used to do is, this is like back in remember BlackPlanet.com? Yeah. For those of you who don't know, BlackPlanet.com was the black version of Facebook. EP post chicks there and then bring them to the crib. And these chicks will get gassed. Nice. I mean, this was in a nice part of town and shit like that. And I remember, man, I'm gonna keep it real. I remember one time, fam, I kind of took an L on this one, but I'm gonna keep it real. We pick up this chick, right? She lived like a block away from the crib. Pick up this chick, pick up the friend. This was when I had the hoopty. And the chick, my chick, she was a light skin. She was a red bone. But when she came through, this bitch was looking all types of fucked up. I mean, she was beautiful, but she just didn't do her makeup. She was wearing sweats. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, what the fuck is up with this hoe? And so my nigga, you know, at that time, my nigga, he knew like, yo, my nigga, he knew that I was not feeling the broad. So we bring him back to the crib, whatever. And, you know, at this point, I'm like, fuck these hoes. I want to drop him back off, but I was hungry. So I ordered some pizza and shit, right? And these bitches were so like, yo, I guess maybe niggas, this was when we was like 19. Ordered some pizza for these bitches. Dropped them. This bitch was blowing up my phone. Call me again. I'm like, look, you was looking all rusty and tarnished. I couldn't do it. But yo, there was other situations. I remember one time, another time, I had these two white chicks, right? I brought them back to the spot. And one chick was for me, one was from the other girl. My boy was there too, but I don't know what he was on. I don't know if he was with another different girl or if he just whatever. He was just like, nah, I'm cool. So I'm in this hotel in the bedroom with these two chicks, and like, you know, so they're both cousins, some of them, but I'm trying to hook up with both of them at the same time. But she wasn't feeling that because the other one was like, yeah, I'm down to suck his dick too. I'm like, yes. And but that was a crazy night, man. That was like, so I got a lot of stories like that, man, where you just, you know, if you don't have your own place or you know a nigga with a nice spot, like you mentioned, you just bring chicks through there and you can just have some adventures, man.
One time I had met this other chick online. I meet a lot of chicks online or through that little click. And she looked pretty good. Or whatever. And my friend's sister, I'm real good friends with them, so that's how I got into the clique. Anyway, my friends, they freaking left. I thought they were spending the night, so I was there with the chick, and then the dude had got mad because I spent the night with the girl. But I thought them niggas just bounced on me, man. Shit, he fucked me up. But you know, he was mad, man, but he got over it.
Yeah, man. That's another thing though that can fuck you up because situations too where my boy would have chicks and then you know he was good with his friend wasn't feeling me or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So then shit didn't really pop off like that. You know, but that's more of when, you know, like I said, man, if you have cool dudes or people access to that can help you. But you can't really do that in a group of, you know, where you see girls all the time. Because if you're running through the girls in the group, then you're going to be labeled as a player or something. So you got to be very careful, you know what I'm saying? But with random girls, because I was cool with this dude, we had a nice spot. Chicks will come over. And 19, and I was like that. That was a big deal. You know what I mean? Because back in those days, a lot of niggas didn't even have a fucking car. So here we are. We had our own cars, owned by proxy, and we could spend the night, whatever, as long as we didn't dirty it up. Niggas, I mean, this was back in the day where, remember those 5XL Laffy Taffy, them 5XL white tees and shit when Laffy Taffy was popping? So them niggas used to let us like rock their clothes and shit like that. I mean, we was Gucci. Because we was broke college kids, so we'd do that and then boom, you know. But like I said, man, even, you know, social circles, man, are important. Even if you just if it's just you and your man's got a nice spot, a nice whip, and you guys can facilitate chicks. So what we used to do is, whenever my nigga had a chick with a friend, he tried to put me on and vice versa. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's why we ran through a lot of bitches that way, because if the homies can't get, you know what I'm saying? I ain't talking no train shit, niggas. I'm talking about just, you know, nigga, like, yo, she got a friend. All right, cool, nigga, I'll be there, you know? So.
Yeah, you were lucky, man. I didn't start really getting chicks till my early 30s.
Yeah.
I got more chicks in my 30s than my teens and 20s combined.
No, I'm gonna keep it real though. I struck out a lot too, fam. Like I said, there were a lot of chicks we you know what I'm saying, that we was cool with, but there were a lot of chicks that we didn't smash too. You feel me? But it's just like back when you're in your 20s, like when we were young, all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because we were just active. Like now, I'm not that active. However, it's just better in my 30s because if I deal with a chick, I'm more selective, and I'm also more like, okay, is this gonna be worth my time? Because I know more now. Where in my 20s, I was like kind of shooting in the dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't have my skills honed until I got my 30s. All the stuff you guys, the tips and all that stuff, I didn't learn that until I got my 30s.
Yeah.
And I didn't have internet like YouTube where somebody would tell you what's going on with these chicks. I had to learn through I wanted to learn through watching my friends and then getting rejected.
Right.
You know, I got tough skin, so I figured I was like, well, okay, that didn't work. I got to tighten up and work on myself. So that's what I learned in my 30s.
Right.
So now it's like I just want my finances to be at a certain level, and then I'm gonna close out. I'll be straight.
Yeah, man. And in your 30s, that becomes very important, man. You're like I said, because with your money, as you know, Matty Ghost, it gives you access to different type of females. So, you know. Yo, you still there? Hello? Okay. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah. But I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in. I gotta go do something right now.
Oh yeah, yo, I appreciate you calling in, player. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, but the chat, you gotta make sure you get that extended click.
Yes, sir.
You gotta get that click going. That's easy.
Yes, sir.
You gotta do any work. It just comes out like out of thin air.
Yes, sir. All right, Matty Ghost. Appreciate you calling in, bro.
All right.
Yeah, but yo, Matty Ghost is right. And I know somebody else just called. Hey, call again, man. The phone lines are clear, man. Call again. But yeah, Matty Ghost is right, man. If you guys have access to a social circle, it makes shit easier for you. You obviously want to make sure that you maneuver in a way that you don't fuck up your reputation. Don't be that dude trying to fuck every bitch, and then they get you outcasted in the social circle. You know what I mean? They get you exiled. Don't be that guy. You know, but Matty Ghost is right, man, because like I said, I had different peoples that I would chill with, you know, and that gives you access too, because then you can go to house parties and meet chicks like that. You know, meet chicks at you know, birthday parties or club events that you know are part of the group, and they become familiar with you, and they're like, yo, cool dude, you know what I'm saying? So being in social circles or having that click, man, I got a few crazy stories about that, man, because experience things that you usually wouldn't. So, you know what I'm saying? Definitely. All right, man. Anybody else want to call in, man? Go ahead and call in. The numbers in the chat. Michael Mack says, expanding your social circle can be tough, especially if your friends are married with kids. Yeah, bro, I said that. I mean, you're not lying. But, you know, when you are, if you want to meet, you know, beautiful women, or you want to meet women that you like, you're going to have to go out there, man, and make it do what it do. Where there's a will, there's a way, you know. I mean, online, unless you are getting the type of women you want from online dating only, that's fine. But for me, online dating, I don't really, golly, man. It's just, I'm gonna keep it. Online dating is depressing for me. I'm gonna keep it real. Like when I do online, I get depressed, man, because it's just a bunch of fucking odds who think that they're entitled to Prince Charming. It's just delusional. You know. So I think that even if you're in your 30s, there's nothing wrong with being friends with people that are younger than you. Because like I said, there was a group of people that I was cool with recently until one of the dudes moved. They were college kids, man. But, you know, you around college girls. So I'm trying to be around young pussy. I ain't trying to be around no 50-year-old bitches. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, as long as they're of age, it's all good. Darkman Jeff says, Solo, how about if you crew up people that are to your determined? I mean, why are you chilling with people that are to your determined? You know what I'm saying? If you're chilling with people that are holding you back or that don't have your best interests in mind, why are you hanging out with them? You know, I'm not trying to put you on blast, but you know, it's not necessarily, you know what I'm saying? If you hang out with people that they're going to have a bunch of girls, but you know, if those people are holding you back in some way, like if you go out and there's cats I've had to cut off because every time we would go out, they would be cock blocking or hating as wingmen. And then you realize that, hey, I'm actually doing better without this fuckity fuck nigga. You know, so sometimes you got to cut people off that are holding you back. Black Ram says, the game is to be played in the field. Yes, it is. But as Ram, you and I both know when you get older, you know, the energy is not the same. Because in my 20s, I was a pussy hound, man. All I could care about is pussy. You know, that's all I thought about was pussy, 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 pussy. When would I get my next piece of pussy? And it's kind of depressing in a sense because, you know, if I utilize that same energy to start like a business or something, I'll probably be a millionaire right now, you know. But when you're young, you have that sex drive, and that's one of the reasons why, you know, I kind of have to give cats the side eye when they say, "Yo, I'm a monk at 20 years old" or something, because that I'm just questioning are you hormonally out of balance? Do you not like women? Because at that age, when you're 21, 22, 23, 24 and up, even in your 30s, you know, your testosterone and sex drive should be pretty high. But one thing I've learned is once you're in your 30s, you can balance it better because the edge kind of drops off a bit and it gives you clarity. Because, you know, I really feel like even though my game got worse as I got older because I wasn't out there as much, it got better at the same time because my closing percentage became better because I wasn't doing those rookie mistakes or the first mistakes that I was doing when I was younger. So that's why even though in my 30s, I don't get as much pussy in my 20s, my percentage of closing is higher because I know exactly what I'm doing now, you know. Doesn't mean I'm closing every broad. I'm not saying that. But, you know, I'm doing a lot better than in my 20s where I was just shooting blindly in the dark. Michael Mack says, Solo, I'm all but off the social media grid myself. And yes, I'm in my 30s, Solo. I think we're about the same age, actually. Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie, man. Social circles are hard. They're very, very hard. Even for me, because like I said, people get married, people get into relationships, people have children. And then those people that you used to go out with, they have now other priorities that are more important than just going out chasing tail, you know. And even you yourself, Michael Mack, you might have better priorities as well, or money. You know what I'm saying? So priorities do change in your 30s. Now I'm more worried about legacy than which girl I can put my baby batter in the back of her throat in. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely. Black Ram says testosterone levels drop. Can't really push at chicks, laid back. Yes, Ram. Yes, exactly. That's how you know you're getting older. Because when I was in my 20s, I was a shooter. Like anybody who knew me is like, yo, any chick in the vicinity that was on point or whatever would get hollered at. But now I'm more strategic. You feel me? I'm like one of those lions, man. I wait for the prey to come around. And then I make sure that I can bounce. Where when I was younger, 30 yards away, I was already off and running. So, you know, Player Supreme used to call that hoe chasing, but that was just me being me, you know, being young. David says, I'm in my 30s now, and I hope to have some action before I turn 31. 6 months' time. Trying to change myself every day to improve. That's what's up. That's what's up. Don't put no pressure on it. I mean, you're not a virgin. Are you a virgin? That's what's up, though. Don't put no pressure on yourself. You know, that's what I'm doing, man. Like I've been telling you, brothers, man. Back in the gym, trying to do right. I'm actually, after this stream, I'm gonna buy some new running shoes because I need to get back into getting my cardio right. I was shoveling snow the other day. Big ass snowstorm. Got like a fucking foot of snow. A nigga was shoveling snow for like 5 minutes, nigga. I thought I was having a heart attack. Shit. You know? But there's nothing wrong with self-improvement, because self-improvement is the key to upping your game. Self-improvement will allow you to feel better about yourself mentally. The game is more mental at 30. You know what I'm saying? The game is more mental in the sense that, you know, it's about your mindset. It's about how you feel. You only feel old if you think it. You know, if you see something that you can do, it's all about mentally. You know, well, when you're younger, you can get by on maybe, you know, because you look cute and you may not have all the right things to say, but you got by because of that. But in your 30s, it's all mental. It's kind of like basketball. When you see your favorite basketball player slow down, Jordan in his 30s wasn't doing the same shit he was in his 20s. You know, when Jordan was in his 20s, he used to dunk on niggas and posterize them all the time. He was still doing that in his 30s, but in his 30s, he realized I got to conserve my energy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this 15, 20-footer fadeaway. That MJ fadeaway became the staple to his game in his 30s. And he got a lot of points with that. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in your 30s, man, you start to go to things that work for you and go to moves that work for you that have a higher success rate. When you're 20s, like Jordan, you might just jack up a bunch of shots, you know? That's real talk. That's real talk. Darkman Jeff says, I took on martial arts this year. Helps with your conditioning and your confidence, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things you got to do is, you know, start, you know, experimenting with different hobbies, trying new things. You know, that's what the 30s is about, man. Because in your 20s, you know, you're just struggling, trying to figure out who you are, your identity. And in your 30s, you kind of start to get a grasp of who you are, your place in the world. And then you want to go after and cement your legacy, you know. But yeah, I mean, there's still guys out there who in their 30s, they do the same shit they did in their 20s. And then wonder why they really haven't accomplished anything in life, you know. Joe Cool says, I haven't been doing cardio. I do a lot of walking. Well, that's still doing cardio, so that's not bad, you know. Like I said, man, it's all about being active and how you feel. You know, energy is very important. Very important. I'm realizing that in my 30s, your energy is very important because I've always been a natural high energy person anyway, but it's very important. This is why diet is very important and things like that. Zechariah says, yo, Solo, dudes that say they're MGTOW, does that mean they're saying they're pre-gay? You got to expand on that. You got to expand on that, Zechariah. What do you mean pre-gay? Like, do you, because you got to expand on that for me, please. Black Ram says, I guess I got to do a 40s video, LOL. Yeah, Ram, go ahead, man. Do that. Do that. I would love to see what you got to say on this topic. You know what I mean, I think that's very interesting because, like I said, in your 30s, the thing about it is you still got to hit the field. You can still hit the field. I know a guy who's 37. He was still hitting the field, banging 21-year-old chicks that he would meet up at local clubs. But if you see him, he don't look 37. He's in good shape, but he's successful. You know what I'm saying? He's an engineer making six figures. So he had access to younger women, and they were down because, you know, the way he carried himself like a boss. So definitely. Simply Deep says, Solo, I started to do a lot of jump rope last year, at least 2 or 3 times a day. That's what's up. I used to do jump rope too back in the streets, man. Like, well, not in the, well, you know, in the parks. I mean, I used to do jump roping and all of that, man, when I didn't have a gym membership. That was fun. That was fun. Michael Mack says, I did Taekwondo and Hapkido myself in my 20s. Still practice to this very day on my own upkeep, self-defense and basic techs. Yeah, I mean, you know, one thing I realized in your 30s is you want to stay mobile and agile, man, because you especially where I live, man, in a cold state, it's so easy to become lethargic and just sit at home and rub your balls. and just really by the time winter's done, you've put on another 10, 20 pounds, man. It's happened a lot, happened a lot. It was easy when I was younger, it was easy to lose it in the summer, but as you get older, it doesn't become as easy. Darkman Jeff says, I do want to continue to grow within my martial arts into weight training. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right, y'all, the phone lines are still open, man. Anybody want to call in? Phone lines are open. I know a lot of people are probably still at work. Like I said, this is not going to be a long stream. I just wanted to hop on real quick because, it's been a few days since I did a stream, and it's something that was on my mind because, like I said, I had a little back and forth with this POA coach about looks not mattering. And it's not, when I say looks, it's more about your physique, man, because as you get older, fat down, you want to stay lean because you do lose testosterone. You lose, 1% every year or more. And you guys know that they're putting a bunch of shit in the water. You know what I mean? A bunch of shit in the water, estrogen to make us more feminine as men, and other things, So it's very important that we as men, as we get older, yeah, Black Ram, optimal age 35 to 45. If you keep yourself up, you can certainly, you can play the game longer, and by that time, you're also more mature because you realize you've seen. Look, there's nothing a 20-year-old chick can pull that I ain't seen. Okay, I've seen it all. Bitch saying she's pregnant, talking about she loves me, girls flaking. There's nothing a young bitch can do that I haven't seen yet. There's nothing even a 30-year-old woman that I ain't seen yet. I've seen a lot of shit. The one thing I've yet to see is, hey, Solo, I've got $1 million for you. That's the one I'm waiting for. Michael Max says, to be honest, Solo, I had to be selective about people in my 20s because of my career field. Being tactical and strategic comes practically second nature to me. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Trust me, fam. I've gotten burned too. I got burned too, dealing with wrong people, dealing with fuckity fucks. That's part of the game. You're going to get burned. You're going to think that somebody's your friend and they're stabbing you in the back. I've gotten burned, and I've talked about that. You're going to get burned too. So that's one of the reasons why now I don't have relationships based on superficial shit. So what I mean by that is, if we go out together, that doesn't mean we're super friends. You know what I mean? Like in my 20s, that would have been cool. Like, yo, we going out every weekend. But, that's superficial shit. What's JWO mean? I don't know what that means, Joe Cool. You might have to, if you don't mind clarifying. Matty Ghost says, I'm getting back in the field in the fall. I got to hit Canada and ATL, see how it goes. Hey, man, let me know how Canada is. Canada is definitely on my list, man. Yo, for real. Canada's on my list. You already know. That's on my list. Darkman Jeff says, got things I want to accomplish by 35. No chick is going to hold me back. Itmore. Yeah, and that's very important. That's very, very important, Is like I said, on the road to success, man, you got to stay focused. You got to stay focused because, at the end of the day, who's going to look out for you and what you want to accomplish? All right, guys, so I'm going to post the number one more time, man. If we don't get a call in 60 seconds, come on now. I'm leaving the line open for another 60 seconds before I close the phone lines. Shout out to Black Ram, too. Yo, Ram, let's make it happen, man. Let's do another stream. You know me, man. We'll cook something up. We'll cook something up. We'll do another stream because you guys know if I bring Ram on, I got some shit I gotta ask him. A lot of things have happened since last time me and Ram chopped it up. So shout out to Sensei Ram, man. Know what I mean? Excellent channel. And he's been Ram has been very consistent with his videos. So shout out to Ram, you know. Definitely. Know what I mean? All right, yo, but listen, I got to skedaddle. I'm gonna buy those new running shoes. You know what I'm saying? And you guys, man, I appreciate all y'all. Y'all stay up, man. You know what I'm saying? Solo TV. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at Solo TV 84. And also follow me on Patreon at Solo TV 84. Yeah, Ram, whatever. It's whatever. We'll do it on your show. I'm cool with that. Let's do it. I'm down for that. Yeah, for sure. All right, but listen, anyway, I'm out. Like I said, this is a quick show. Peace.